at that sport, where North Americans have figured out maybe how to manipulate the sport more with technique and stuff like that. And the bottom line is it is still a combat sport, which is, I think, a different conversation than whether it's technique or strength, right? I agree that strength is still more important than technique in winning an arm wrestling match. But at whatever point strength becomes close enough, then it becomes a fight and a battle, and then your ability to express different techniques with a certain amount of strength becomes your path to victory.
Yep, exactly. Another point Bob Brown made in that video is that techniques were only created by weaker people trying to beat stronger people, like trying to figure out how to beat them. Like when the top roll was invented to beat the strong hook puller, it was a foul, right?
Yeah, like
to
people
start
call
with
fouls and stuff like, you can't do that.
You can't attack their fingers.
But in reality, it's kind of like a blessing, right? As a newer puller, to be the weaker guy, because that's how you're going to learn all these different techniques.
Yeah, I think it's horrible to be the strongest guy in practice, because then you can beat your opponents or your team members by doing anything, and you don't really know where your weaknesses are or what you're doing incorrectly or correctly.
That's why losses are so valuable in this sport, because it's not until you lose that your weaknesses are exposed to you. Like you just said, if you're always the strongest guy in practice, you don't know where you're weak until you get against somebody who just exploits that like crazy, and it takes you like that loss and going through that to even figure out that you need to work on that.
Yeah, so if you're the new guy, be happy that you're the weakest guy there, and try to learn how to be a technical arm wrestler. So as you get stronger and you become more technical along with that, you're just going to have so many options. And when you do meet that opponent who is of equal strength to you, but you're more technical, well, now you have
a
much
lot more
bigger
cards
chance.
to play. Yeah, exactly. And like you said, it's also like the stronger guys that come in, how that can be kind of a detriment. You think of someone like, he made the point of Richard Lupke's being like the strongest puller possibly ever, as far as just like grabbing your hand and pushing to the side, right? And like just a straight, what people would, like anybody off the street, what they would visualize arm wrestling is supposed to be. And because of that, even now he's got like, whatever 40 years arm wrestling experience, he's still not very technical. Like,
no, he's probably never needed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And he's probably a little more technical than he was.
Jungwon's got something there. Nice. His left felt really good in warm up. Oh, careful. That wrist was bent.
Line that up with the bar.
Oh, my shoulder's not.
Nice. Keep it.
Oh, right? Yeah. Oh, bug. You hear that?
I heard that. Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Was it one for your elbow?
Go easy. Yeah, go slow.
He's strong though. I can't.
No, I know. His left hand felt great.
This is his first day on the table, right?
Because I was just going with Alex.
First day on the table.
Careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Look at your hand, buddy.
Yeah.
Careful. All right. Look, it's just the first day.
Because you already hurt your right arm, right?
Yeah. And you don't want a 6-month injury with a broken one.
I know I'm a skinny bitch, and you feel like you should be in your
No.
Don't let him press right now.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to hold him.
Just like let it go.
What you don't want is
Let's go one more, and I gotta take it off.
see my shoulder and my hand. If my hand is outside my shoulder at all, like now it
could break.
This will break. So
you need it inside.
So you need it inside, and even when you are inside, what you're doing is you're inside, but you're going like this.
Yeah, no.
Safety first.
And that's still I'm inside, I'm outside. It's that much of a difference.
Yeah,
and it'll snap like that. Okay. So
At first it might be uncomfortable, but later on, honestly, you send power to your hand by looking at it.
I just can't keep my wrist for shit. So
But your pronation is going. Your wrist is going, but your pronator is solid.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
like to tough at this.
Like my hand burns right now. This guy's look, he's got my wrist. Oh, there's that pop again.
that was in his wrist. That was his wrist.
Yeah, it was his wrist.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, easy.
And you go 4-man where it's best of 3.
Nice.
Each one's a best of 3.
Going punts. That's.
You get 6.
I mean, yeah. Go easy on your arms. So you're not like getting a kink like I got from the other night.
It's only best of 3, so it's not like killing, but that's what it turns into 3.
Yeah, no, it makes
Like 6 months ago, I was new guy.
He wasn't able to contain Mazahir.
Well,
either.
maybe the containment would have been helped a little bit with the chalk, but keeping his elbow on the pad definitely would have been assisted by having the chalk on the pad, which is the way he likes to do it.
But he did get chalk eventually around 3 or maybe around 4.
The crazy round 4 that went on forever had about 19 fouls in it. Then
fucking Sergio.
He's
totally looking up for his guy there.
Yeah, that was obviously as biased as it gets. There was even, I think it was in round 4, like the earlier part of round 4, where Mazahir was literally looking at Sergio like for advice, like as if what am I supposed to do? Like, how can you save me from this situation, basically? And then the one pin that he had, Ray had a clean pin, and as soon as he gets the pin, then Sergio calls an elbow foul instead of calling a pin. He calls an elbow foul because and it was just was so blatantly obvious.
That elbow foul would have, like, that was 3 fouls for Ray. He actually had 3 fouls in that match.
Oh, they messed that up about 3 times in round 4.
The scoreboard was all messed up. The foul counter was all messed up.
It made, like, I know that Ray and Mazahir's match was like a late add-on, but it was really good that it did get added on because you need that, like, this is...
Because it's so much cheaper. If you're charging like as an in-person training, charge those guys to $7 an hour versus online training, $200 a month.
Right, actually?
Unfortunately, arm wrestling is not
Like fitness, but not gym.
Hey, arm wrestling is going to be huge.
It will be, but I'm saying in terms of like making money off of in weightlifting, one of the Toronto weightlifting owner, Andy, he was asking us like, oh, how is it? What do you guys do, etc. And then when I told him that like Devin shows up here for free, he's like, what? It's for free? In every other major sport, like in terms of alternative strength sports, like even powerlifting, when you bring in like big guys, big names come in, you pay them. Travis, if you want to bring him 5 minutes away from his house to your house, he's gonna be like, how much?
It's because he makes more than the rest.
Yeah.
Other people, like people like us, right?
Yeah.
Certain guys, but they.
That's we all did it, and that's fine. But the point is that any sport, once it has spectators, it's a bunch of people that don't play the sport, that watch the sport because they wish they could play it, and they appreciate the sport for all these other reasons, and they're who end up paying the athletes. You know, like it's their support that pays the athletes. So if you want arm wrestlers to actually be able to arm wrestle for a living and rely on their sport as their means of survival, then we need a shitload of people that don't arm wrestle to watch the sport. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Promoters need money.
Yeah.
They need support. They need to know how many people are going to watch.
Yeah.
How many people are going to donate, et cetera, et cetera.
Marketing is important. There's just no way around it, right? So,
WL gets that right.
Yeah, they got it right, and maybe they take it a little too far. Maybe there's somewhere in the middle. You know, like
there's got to be. The PR was kind of like
PR was kind of in the middle. Yeah, and again, it was their first event. I think it's only going to get some. For some reason, he never tries to slip, or it appears he doesn't actually try to slip until he's like way in a losing position.
Right, in the fourth round. The third round, he looks like he changes his style a little bit. He tries to just secure his arm by letting his wrist flexion go, and trying to hold Zolo's pronator with his bottom two fingers. Yeah, and then. Once his arm is drained, then drive through with his shoulder and tricep. Yeah,
which seemed to work and would have worked really well in the strap. Like, would have been amazing in the strap. And he was clearly strong enough in that position to deal with Zolev's top roll. But again, why he didn't try to get to the strap earlier, we're going to talk about this a little bit in a video later this week. But one of the things I think has to play into it is just the idea that he doesn't practice much on the table.
Right.
Like, he spends so much time training his position so
That's
much,
a good point. Yeah,
and being willing to train with people that are better than her.
Yeah, she dug in that first round, and then she was just dominating both arms in the later rounds.
Yeah.
So
that was it. And then I guess, you know what, Tony Katowski match, we're going to do another video kind of explaining that. That one's actually going to come out tomorrow, so we're not even going to talk about that anymore because this video is basically over. We are going to say subscribe, hit that bell,
share,
do all those things.
Leave some feedback in the comments, and we're going to let you watch the end of this King's Move match because it's pretty epic between JW
this
and
is proper Toronto arm
Michael
wrestling here. Okay? We've got some serious amateur King's moving happening, so enjoy it, and monkeys out. Peace.
So what you guys, John, with your King's moving? I got it. We got another pump, stairs, bicep, right? 2 pumps, stairs, bicep.
Another mover in Toronto.
Yes!
Jump
Yes!
Michael,
I think she can beat you, buddy. Tyler, you beat this shit. Oh, tricked the fans there at that quick transition. Nice, Mike. Jungwon's gonna calculate hard on something here. Just putting the numbers together. Ooh! Sick, Mike. Good technique. Yeah.